Welcome to lecture number 4 in connection with experiment number 2, where you will be doing the transient analysis of electrical circuits. Now, and we have been discussing in last 2 lectures about inductors. Okay, and recall that an inductor, I will represent it like this, and if the voltage applied across it is this way, the current is I from left to right, then this Vt is obviously L di dt, voltage drop. So voltage current relationship of an inductor is this: it stores energy half Li square. Those things we know. Then in my last lecture I told you that when you do some switching at certain time, say t equal to 0, then prior to the initiation of that switching, there may be some inductor current present, and that is at t equal to 0 minus, and we noted that I0 minus is same as I0 plus, which of course will be same as I0, because there will be no difference between these three quantities when Vt excludes that impulse voltage. That is a rider to this particular statement. Then it may be that I0 plus may not be equal to I0 minus. If time permits, I will also discuss about that at a later stage. But for the time being, this is the informations, and Vt excludes impulse voltages. So this will be the case. Now let us do a simple example to find out the response of the current of this circuit. Example. How do I find out current when a specific voltage is applied to the inductor? Suppose you have an inductor, ideal inductor, and you have a switch, and you have a battery voltage. So Vt is, in this particular case, is constant, so capital letter, so much volts, and I will close the switch at t equal to 0, and I want to find out It for t greater than equal to 0. I want to find out. First thing, when such a problem is given, I should ask whoever is giving me this problem, was the inductor was carrying initially any current? That is, prior to this switching, was there any current through the inductor? As I told you, this inductor might have been part of another circuit. It might have acquired some current. So he says that no, inductor had no current. Just before you carried out this switching at t equal to 0, that is I0 minus is 0. And then I will say, oh, that is fine. And then you are applying a voltage V, which is not an impulse. So I will then write, okay, then I have to solve for It greater than 0. So I0 is equal to I0 plus is equal to 0. This information is now known to me. Okay. Then the circuit for t greater than 0 is this one, an inductor connected to this voltage. Now what is the voltage drop across the inductor? It is L di dt with this polarity, because I have assumed I to flow like that. Then I apply KVL. What is the KVL? Start from any point, voltage rise V, minus to plus, then plus to minus, so minus L di dt, and you come back to the same point, and Kirchhoff's voltage law says that this must be 0. is not, it should be 0. Or I will say that I have to solve for I, so I will write di dt is equal to v, or I will say di dt is equal to v by L, and I will be b by L, and it is to be integrated. Minus infinity to 0, that integration is already 0. We know that because I0 minus. So in this case it will be 0 to t. Therefore, the response of the current to this circuit IT will be V by L into T. That's all. That is the solution. So if I sketch, it is always a good habit to sketch the applied voltage and beneath that voltage waveform. So this was my Vt I have applied, which I told you that it is a constant. It is like this, of magnitude V, DC voltage. It does not vary with time. This axis is time, isn't it? And below this you sketch current, same time, and this is IT. And the solution is this. So V by L is constant, so Y equal to mx. So it will be a straight line passing through the origin. That is, the current will go on increasing against time linearly. So if you apply a constant voltage across an inductor which had no initial current, it will grow like that. And prior to this the current was 0. It will just grow up like that. Maybe, I mean, at least this mathematically or on pen and paper I will say current will raise to, as time passes, will go to a very high value. After 1 hour, I mean, thousands of ampere like that. But in practice, of course, such a thing will not happen. If you switch on this circuit, this voltage, current goes on increasing, and you know, after all, no inductor is ideal, and therefore with whichever wire you have made this inductor, it might have a small resistance. There will be little heating effect. For large current, heating effect will be large, and this wire will burn out after it exceeds the rated current. I mean, smoke will come out of the circuit, things like that. Similarly, whether your supply voltage is capable of delivering that much current, those are the constants. But theoretically, it looks like if somebody applies a constant voltage across an inductor, current becomes time varying and it grows, not exponentially, linearly. This equation is V by L into T. That's how it will grow. Understood this point? Okay. Now, if I have understood this point, I will now modify this problem a little bit. I will say that, okay, across the inductor, because no point in applying a constant DC voltage across an inductor for a long time. The fate of that circuit we know. It will just burn out, fire will be there, this, that. Wire will simply not be able to carry down. After there is some rated current of the conductor here. This piece of wire also carries that current. Each one is in series. If the rated current is of this value, after this value is reached, which will be reached linearly, everything will blow off. I mean, you must get the point. Then I will slightly modify the problem now so that such a thing will not occur. For example, I say that, okay, the inductor is still there. This is the inductor, and I will apply from a source like this, plus minus. This is the inductor, this is the current I want to find out, and the source voltage. See, here I have not drawn any switch, but what I am telling, you must correlate these two things. Suppose this is the time description of the applied voltage which I am drawing, which was earlier a constant DC voltage, but now I tell that this voltage is a pulse. Earlier it was 0 and it is constant voltage, but not continuously. After time, say capital T, it becomes 0. It becomes 0 like this. This is the applied voltage across the inductor. Got the point? Okay. Then the question is, what will be the current in such a scenario? We want to solve for the current. Okay. Therefore, this is the circuit. So let me draw once again. Say for T, and it is given that this information must be supplied with I0 minus was 0. What is I0 minus? This is T. Prior to that, current was 0. Suppose I tell you that, and you know what is the meaning of that. Now, if I0 minus is 0 and you apply a voltage like this, then I will say that circuit looks like circuit for T between 0 to capital T. During this period, the circuit is like this. Constant voltage, plus minus T. This is IT, I want to find out. And the moment you have assumed this, so this is LDIT. Therefore, the solution of this is, as I have told you earlier, I will write it now in a different way. That means 1 by L, current at any time t will be 0 to t. And I mean, you can write down the differential equation as well as like this, because Vt dt, V is constant into dt, the same result you will get, V by L into t. I will be this much, function of time. So current waveform will be, this was time and current was 0 prior to that, so 0. Then up to time capital T, it is in this interval this thing is going to happen. Current will increase linearly, and suppose whatever current it reaches, that is well within the rated capacity of the wires, connecting wires as well as inductance coil wire. So things will be safe. Are you getting? So it increases linearly. It comes at this point. Now, after it reached this much current, what is the magnitude of this much current? The magnitude of this current, this is capital T, will be V by L into capital T. Got the point? T is the width of the pulse. So this will be the current reached by the inductor at time t equal to capital T. Okay. Then what happens beyond capital T? See, you have to find out current for all the time t greater than 0. So okay, you have found out the current up to this point, 0 to t. Then after capital T, what happens? What happens to this current? Therefore, I have to draw the circuit diagram, for t greater than capital T. What is the circuit? Circuit is, this is the inductor, and the supply voltage is 0, means this is shorted. That is what I discussed earlier, that whenever such a voltage you have applied, means it is 0. So as if from a voltage signal generator you are supplying, this is the thing, and I want to find out this current IT. So this is for t greater than capital T. So steps are one and the same. That is, okay, I do not know how this current will change, but I assume that okay, current is IT for t greater than t, and this voltage across the inductor is L di dt. It has to be, is it not? With this polarity. Okay, then if this is the voltage across the inductor, KVL must be satisfied. So what is this total voltage? Voltage drop from this to this is this 0, then this to this is this. Sum of these two voltages, that is 0 plus this, must be equal to 0. That is the KVL law here. KVL rule must be satisfied. Total EMF acting in the circuit, in any circuit, at all times, they must add up to 0. Whether time varying case, constant case, KVL, KCL are so fundamental. At every instant, it will satisfy. Yeah. Therefore, L di dt, I apply KVL. This is the KVL. And from this, I conclude that di dt is 0. Now, when you are about to solve this part of the circuit, you then also ask, what was the current at I t minus? Just at this point, what was the value of the current? That current, as I told you, because this to this there is no, so I t minus 1 is same as capital T, because there is no impulse involved here, normal functions. Step jump is there, and I t minus is V by L into T. So this is the initial condition for this switching. Therefore, I will say, when you do this switching here, di dt is constant, therefore I will be constant. I must be a constant number. And what is that constant number? You get from this one. You not apply that boundary condition at all times. So this constant will be nothing but V by L into T. Because I0 plus, IT plus has to be V by L into T, and I am telling it has to be a constant beyond T equal to capital T. So what will happen is this inductor current will linearly grow up, and after that it will be a constant steady current. Of what magnitude? V by L into capital T. This you must understand, and it is nothing is surprising of this particular result. Why? Because you have charged the inductor with certain current, then you have shorted it. Mind you, this is an ideal inductor. During this time interval, 0 to capital T, inductor has stored energy. How much is the stored energy? It is half L into this current square. And after that you have shorted the inductor, where that energy will be dissipated. There is no place for any dissipation. Therefore, inductor will have same stored energy even beyond t equal to capital T. And theoretically, it should keep that stored energy intact for infinitely long time. And perhaps you have stored something, when it is required, you will try to use this stored energy for some other purposes by doing something, opening the switch, connect it to a resistance, and so on. Therefore, but the important point is, this is how things goes. Therefore, inductor current will rise linearly, and then it will remain constant for all the time. In fact, as I was telling you, it is very difficult to make an ideal inductor, but people make inductor with superconducting coil, which ensures that resistance of the coil is indeed zero. You ensure that. And have an inductor which is immersed in liquid helium, 4 degree Kelvin, I think. Below that, temperature of, say, for copper, most probably it is zero, no resistance. Connect a circuit like this, give a pulse, and keep the inductor shorted. It will keep that energy forever. Got the point? And when need arises, you have to do some extra circuitry to extract that energy out of the inductor for your useful work to be done. Those circuits we may discuss later. But the idea is, it is a very consistent result. Nothing surprising here. Because, you have pumped power into the inductor and then kept it shorted. It will keep on storing that energy, and so on. Is that clear? Therefore, inductor will store energy. Clear? At this point, I would like to comment another interesting comments I would like to make. You see, to establish current in an inductor, you have to apply some voltage across the inductor for certain time. Got the point? And then current will rise. For example, I say that you have a circuit like this. These are the points I want to stress upon rather than doing only mathematics. You see, suppose you have an inductor here, and you have connected a voltage source across it, Vt. This is constant inductor, and this is the current, It. I want to find out. Now, suppose the voltage is like this. The description of the voltage is something like this, Vt. Very arbitrary voltage I am drawing, crazy voltage. For example, you have applied, you have managed to get a voltage source of this kind. Zero to up to t, this is the voltage. Okay, and I say that, okay, I0 minus was 0. This is a voltage pulse of this kind, not a very disciplined pulse like this as in the previous problem. Any crazy voltage. Okay, unless this equation is not known, it will be very difficult for me to solve for IT, because I is after all 1 by L 0 to t v dt. is not Vt dt. So if you can express this Vt in this form, I can then integrate it, get the correct expression of the current dependency for current. I could get it as I have done in the earlier case. But here the purpose is slightly different. Why I am telling? Suppose some crazy voltage is there. Okay, I cannot find out that description of IT. I'll never be unless this equation is known. But I can tell several important things about the current. What is that? This you listen. See, V L di dt is V. L di dt is the applied voltage, has to be KVL rule, and di dt, if you look at, it is equal to V by L. Is not? What is di dt? Di dt is the slope of the current. How current is changing with time, that slope. Now I am certain about one thing. If I say that if V is positive greater than 0, di dt will be also positive, will be also greater than 0 or positive. What does this mean? It means that the current will go on rising during this interval. How it will rise? Okay, I am crippled because you have not supplied me with this Vt, only some crazy waveform you have drawn, which of course remains positive during this interval 0 to capital T. Therefore, I can only say this much. Look here, the current starts increasing from 0 value because I0 minus was 0. So, I0 plus has to be 0. So, from this value current, current, if I try to sketch, I am certain about one point, current was here at t equal to 0. Even if I do not know this equation. That is one thing I know. And I know that di dt is positive, means the current will go on rising. Di dt positive. So as time passes, I becomes more and more. Not linearly this time, because earlier it was flat voltage, linear. But this time, okay. But as time passes, current will go on increasing. Go on increasing. Never that at any point it will have things like this. Di dt will never be negative. It will always go up in some manner. If I knew what is Vt, I would have been able to tell you how it will go. But the point I am stressing is, when you reach this point T, inductor will establish some current, and current during this interval will be always positive, and its slope will be also positive. It will grow up, not linear, It will go on growing up, current will grow up. Okay, at the end of capital T, how much will be the current? Is the area under this curve divided by V dt by L. Area under this curve divided by L will be this amplitude in terms of area. For example, I could supply a triangular pulse as the voltage. Instead of a rectangular pulse, 0 to t, I could have applied a voltage like this. I will not do any mathematics. I first try to understand what is happening. Okay, you see, between 0 to capital T, voltage remains always positive. What I am expecting the current to do during this process, IT, the dIdt will have to be also positive. So current we cannot but only grow, and at the end of time it will grow. See, in this case parabolic way it will go. You can find out here. I can write down the equations if I know this level of voltage, etc. So understood. Therefore, if at the end of capital T, if your this voltage is 0, inductor will go on circulating that amount of current continuously beyond capital T. If it is Vt is really a pulse like this. So you can establish current in an inductor in this positive direction by applying any kind of voltage. Is it any kind of voltage? With that you can establish some current in the circuit. Now, to establish current in a circuit, here I will do IT. This is so friendly a equation. I will say that okay, this is the formula for the current at time t, and this V could be anything. Suppose you decide I want to establish a 5 ampere current in an inductor. I want to pump 5 ampere current in the inductor. Looking at this equation, you see the current value depends upon the volt second. Is not? So you have to spend, one has to spend volt second in order to establish a definite current in an inductor. Got the point? So volt second is to be expanded. Suppose you say that I want to establish capital I ampere current in an inductor. What I will say, how much volt second you have to spend? I will say to establish a fixed current I ampere in L volt second necessary will be, that is V dt over a fixed time, say capital T. I want to establish that is L into I. L into I is this integration. So what is the total volt second necessary? Is the value of the inductance and the current which you want to finally establish in the inductor at t equal to capital T. That is what I am doing. So how much volt second you are spending? It's this one. Therefore, if you know what magnitude of current you want to establish in an inductor, and if you know the value of the inductance, then the product of this will tell you how much volt second is to be spent. We spend money to buy things. Similarly, you have to spend volt second in order to establish current in inductor. That is what I am telling. Now on the left hand side of this equation, to establish current Li, this is the area under the curve, voltage and time. Now I know, therefore, to establish a given amount of current, I can use different kind of voltages, positive voltages, if you want to establish positive current. For example, the amount of volt second necessary is known to me. This I can realize maybe by a pulse. I will make sure that 0 to t, what will be the amplitude of this voltage, I can find out, because I know what is the volt second, this divided by t. I could, you can use any voltage pulse, but only thing is the area under that voltage time graph has to be this value. That is, to establish current capital I ampere in an inductor, you can use different kind of voltage over a certain time, but only thing you ensure that volt second area under this curve, any other area you think, that area must be same, this area and some, if you take another volt second curve whose amplitude is small, what I am trying to tell, if you want to establish a current I ampere, time is not important here. I want to, at the end I want to establish current I ampere, so you can use a 0 to t of voltage pulse V. So volt second is Vt. So if somebody says no, I will use a voltage pulse whose magnitude is V by 2, then I will say that okay, better pass V by 2 for time 2t. You give this pulse to the same inductor, at the end it will reach the same amount of current I, whatever. That is, the area under this curve must be same. Got the point? Anyway, you have got the idea, hopefully, what I am trying to tell. You have to spend a certain amount of volt second to establish a current. What is that volt second? Area under this curve. Therefore, any voltage pulse with same area, whether this pulse, or for that matter any other pulse for some duration of time, if these areas are same and you apply it to the same inductor L, at the end same current will result. That is what I am trying to tell you. Okay. Therefore, a definite amount of volt second, if you spend area under the volt second curve, that determines to which current the inductor will finally reach. Okay, I stop here because I will not make it very